Anybody else say they're God, you only think one of two things. If I walked out, I was like, guys, just want to start to talk out by saying I'm God. You're either going to think one of two things. Okay, we have to run away quietly, or he's God. Those are your two choices. And Jesus deliberately says it several times in different ways. I'm God. So he's not a really good philosopher. He's an idiot and a moron and a crazy person. Or he's God. Those are your two choices. And when he says, I fulfill all the scriptures, what he just did is said, the Bible is either moronically absurd, or all of it is the revealed word of God. You don't have a choice in the matter. People like to pull that off, even some Christians, like, well, I mean, they're refusing to read the text. It's plain as day. So you have ways of doing that. Now, why do I need something from outside? This is a common one. I have people who tell me, well, wait a minute, but why can't I decide what's right or wrong? I'm pretty smart, I'm educated, you're right, and I believe you are. Most people who make that argument are relatively educated. But do you remember when you thought the moon followed you whenever you traveled? Do you remember when one guy was like, I thought all your pee was kept in your testicles? That's not a lot of pee. That's just bad observational skills on your part, man. Come on now. That's not nearly enough to fit in there. He's like, I don't know, that's what I thought. Alright, whatever. Do you remember when you thought all those things? Do you remember how you felt when you thought of those songs from 15 years ago? Aren't you glad that there was something outside of you that holds up a moral law? Here's the thing. Our morality can't be based on us. Not because we're not smart enough, but because we're not pure enough. Because we change. Think about the first time you did something wrong. Bad, real bad, big bad. The bad that you don't tell other people about, that you don't brag about. You thought you were a horrid person and everybody could tell. Then the second time you did it, you're like, I still shouldn't do that. The 10th time you did it, you're like, the 20th or 30th time you did it, you're like, that's just what I do. And the 50th or 60th time you did it, you say, that's my right. That's human nature for you. And I defy anybody to point out that they weren't like that. They're lying. They're psychotic. That's a person I'm going to go, okay, I can't talk to you. Because we're all like that. So that's why we need something outside of ourselves, beyond our culture, beyond our own judgment. Yeah. Why are you saying I can't trust my own judgment? Yes. Because Hitler won an election. Yes. That's why. So did a whole bunch of other horrible people, by the way, who did things in horrible countries. The vast majority of them were like, well, we want a strong man. We need somebody to take charge. Horrid people. You know? That's why we still cry over, don't cry for me, Argentina lady. Who was a bad lady. She was a bad lady. Che Guevara's on t-shirts. He was a bad dude. We have horrible judgment as human beings. And anybody who studies any history whatsoever knows that. We're just terrible at it. So you can't. It's not an option on the table. Because look at yourself. Look at human nature. And don't ever put out the argument. Be very wary of this. And moral relativists live on this argument. Yes, but in the old days, that was how things are done. Things have changed, and we finally have reached above all of those who have come before us. Oh, that's cute and psychotic. You're better than all of the people who came before you. That's very quaint and incredibly prideful. That's always be wary of the person who's like, everybody got it wrong, but I got it. Just stop talking to that person immediately, because they're going to get you hurt. That's the philosophical equivalent of, hold my beer, I got this. That's the exact, because they're about to say something insane or moronic. It didn't work for thousands of years, but now, though, I got it, right? Friends with benefits. I have a couple people who say this to me. Oh, that's different, though. Other people couldn't get it right. I'm like, oh, you're a snowflake. Of course you are. You're special and different. No, that was just for kindergarten because we wanted you to pass. Okay, you're not a snowflake. Human nature, we're all made of the same bone and blood and meat, and we always have been. There's nothing wrong with it. That's the thing. There's a secret pride in that. And I have no problem being made the same exact thing as the people who came before me and before them and before them. And I don't think I'm better than them. So you have to be very careful. On the contrary, it stands to reason we're dumber than they are because we have more technology available to help us. Right? Da Vinci came up with some crazy smart stuff without Google, without the internet, and with just long division. Okay? Maybe they had short division, I don't know, but that's what he had. We have advantages, so we can go beyond them. But let us make no mistake, that doesn't make us inherently better than them. It actually probably makes us weaker than them. Do you guys remember all the phone numbers you need to know in an emergency right now? Did you 15 years ago? Yes. Do you see how technology can make us softer, not better? just means we're good at inventing stuff. But you got to be very careful. That's in one lifetime. What is it like in a couple hundred years? So be careful when people go, well, in old times this happened. Stop right there and be very careful. The person you're talking to is full of balloon. Okay, there's ladies present, so I don't want to say something else, but they're full. They're full of a lot of stuff, not just urine and testicles. Lots of stuff that they're just, you know, it's absurd. You need something outside of us. You know, someone said to me, I thought the world was black and white before I grew up because my parents' old TV shows were in black and white. Wow. That's more thought than I put into the world before I was born, I guess, when I was a little kid. I bet each of us can think of something that we thought of when we were little that was just stupid. And good, okay, that's fine, you were young, you learned more. But to say that then you can trust your judgment for your life and everybody else's, well then to say, well, I only judge my life, but I don't want to judge other people, I don't want to bother them. What that is a form of pride. Saying I don't care about other people. Live your life as long as you don't bother me, as long as you don't hurt anyone. That's a form of pride. And fraternal laziness. You don't love the people around you. We need to we change as human beings, as cultures, as civilizations. We change, we develop and grow. So we need something that does not change. We need something we can count on. Otherwise, it will change with us, and so will everything else, and then we'll be left with nothing. Does everybody get that one? Because that's basically the fundamental point. We need something beyond all of us, beyond any culture, race, creed, religion, that stands alone and above us. Because otherwise, it will change with us, and then nothing we have will be stable. So how can we mark north? You know what's great about a compass? It always points the same direction. All of geography is based on the reality that north, south, west, and east are in the same direction. If they ever changed, all of it would be useless. So we need something bigger than ourselves. Yes, it's humbling. That's the point. Humility is not a bad thing, it's a virtue. St. Thomas Aquinas said it's the irresistible virtue. It's the virtue that when God sees it in the soul, he can't help but pour himself into that soul. He has to be there because he loves it. They're so small that he has to lift them up. So in the end, you know, moral relativism is inherently prideful, it's inherently selfish, and it's lethally uncaring of social justice. Because there are always benefits and hurts to every poorly constructed moral law. And when we don't get involved, other people are suffering from it. And so, so we're better than them? No, we're not. That's the point. We're all the same. And that means the same rules, the same ideas, the same truths apply to all of us. Otherwise, we've put people in danger. So I would charge that the next time you come across it, look, now am I saying, now what about if you're at dinner with your friends or family, and someone's like, well, I've done this, you know, and I'm really happy with this. I'm not saying walk in and be like, sinner, I will free you. Don't do that. I don't do that, and I dress like this. I don't do that at dinners. But you can think to yourself, but don't. That's not great, but that's a C. I'll give you a C. You're great. A B, be quiet, just maintain it to yourself. But don't get an F and say, oh yeah, I'm happy too. Don't do that. That's an F. At least keep quiet. That's a C. Solid. It's a passing grade. If they ask you, then you give more. If they don't, then keep it to yourself anyway. They didn't ask you. But realize that it's very easy to fall into it because of the virtue of tolerance. And tolerance of a person does not mean tolerance of their actions. In fact, that's exactly what that means. That I love you, so I won't tolerate. So I don't know if you guys have any other examples, but I bet if you start looking, you'll start thinking of why is this okay and this is not? Or this is okay in this situation. Look at your movies. Think of movies where it comes up all the time, you know? And you're like, well, I mean, you gotta leave people alone. And superhero movies are bad. They're like real bad about it. Here's Superman, right? The last Superman that came out? I was disappointed when he killed the guy. He killed the guy at the end of the movie. If I'm spoiling it for you, come out of a cave. It came out like 4 years ago. Sorry, what's the matter with you? Should have watched it like 4 years. It's on your own. It's like, come on, stop it.